Rust is one of the most brutal games out there that you can play. Every once in a while you come against a team that just won't back down, whether it's being toxic or competing against and who are the better team. Well, for us, this was one of those teams. And in my opinion, this was when Rust was really good. There wasn't as many cheaters as you see now, although there might be 1 or 2 in a team, but the majority of people at this point in the game were legit. And this video has been uploaded before, but I don't think it's quite got the recognition that we believe it deserves anyway. This was our greatest rivalry on Rust console. Now, before you watch what is about to unveil, I'm going to give you a bit of an insight on what happened prior to this as to why everything that's happening now is happening. So the wipe before this, they were a ZERG. They joined up the server halfway through. Now, whilst we were PvPing and, you know, getting our base up, there was talk of the town that there was a ZERG there last wipe. And obviously we weren't on this server last wipe, so this was new information to us. And apparently these guys could pull up a 20-man and they'll offline whoever doesn't respect them. And halfway through the wipe, sure enough, they joined up. And they weren't lying. There was about 5 to 6 bases that we counted in a village, all compounded off, that were working together, and they offlined anyone that disrespected them. They got hassled a lot within those bases and ended up getting raided in a couple of them. They then moved and joined up with one of the biggest villages that we've ever seen. They even built a church, like half of them were role players. It was weird. We've never come against anyone quite like this before, and even after until now. And that was the base you've seen us pummel. Long story short, they kept on threatening their offline, so when we saw they were all offline, we then went and hit them. Well, one of them was on their farming, they just didn't get back in time. Now, before we offlined them, we then went and offlined this other base. This base raided us at about 3-4 in the morning, but one of us was on just AFK. They claimed it was an online when we came on and basically tried to defend the raids, and it was an offline, or at least attempt. So these were 2 different groups we offlined. Now, we knew we were going to be targeted next wipe, and we thought, why not just change server for now? Long story short, it didn't go well. We then reverted back to the server they were on before this, and we were able to get a China wall base down, which was our first China wall base that we've ever done. To no surprise, these teams that we offlined last wipe are teamed up together. So now what you're about to see is them attempt to offline us defend it even though they were in core, and then we go and give them a revenge raid as an online within the same 24 hours they tried to raid us. Enjoy.
Get on now. Get on now, Breezy. Breezy, you gotta get on. Being pummeled. You gotta get on. Oh, it's already fucking over. I can't get out because of the turrets. By me. Like, they're already in. They're like already in, man. I can't even defend because of the turrets. Oh, fucking turrets, man.
Sharing it offline, you fucking bot cunts. Fucking bot, 20 man. 20 man, and you got to offline at 5 in the morning. You're all garbage.
Listen.
Suck my dick, you motherfucker.
You-
Shag
you
you,
read-
sick gun.
You read
trash.
his blood?
You
You
trash.
read his blood?
Twin.
You read his blood?
Twin.
You read his
Twin.
blood?
No.
But
Brad 2, Trappy,
you-
or
yeah.
Juju, all gar. Oh no, this is not
I'm
you.
not
It's
him.
not you, is it?
I'm not him. I'm not him.
Oh no, it was Brad 2, Trappy, fucking.
Was that an offline, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Was that an
That
offline?
was online. That was online. What are you putting
Yes.
online? That was
Offline.
offline.
Offline, pussies.
Yeah,
Pussies.
the-
What about the base around the corner? You're offline.
Offline, bro.
What
Your
about-
days was
what
like.
about the-
You're
Offline. You're offline,
the
dude.
base around the
You're
corner.
offline,
That
dude.
wasn't me, bro.
Yeah, you're offline, dude.
That wasn't
There
me.
was literally one person online when you came over. Wait.
You're broke as well, bro. You're broke as fuck. You're all broke as fuck. You're all broke as
I'm probably
fuck.
richer than your whole family in real life, you daft good.
Broke as fuck.
Fail
I wanna
offline.
make rust, you
Fail
dickhead. I wanna make
offline.
rust, you dickhead. You're
Fail
broke as fuck.
offline. Fail offline.
Stay offline. Stay offline.
Fail offline. Offline. No, it wasn't.
Online,
On
bro.
Tuesday, you fucking
Online.
pussy.
Who is that guy?
It was online, bro. Everyone was online.
No, there wasn't. It's 5
Just
o'clock on a
garbage,
Tuesday.
lad.
You
Just
fit.
garbage, lad.
You look at you.
Doesn't matter, mate. If your players are online, you're online, you dickhead.
Failed it offline, sit a bit, dickhead. Failed it offline, fucking trash box. You call this online at 5 o'clock in the morning, you fucking absolute garbage bag. Sit down, stupid cunt. Fucking bots, absolute bots. We're rich than you in a game. Ooh, stop it, game.
So what happened next? Well, as the day went by and everyone or the majority of the team got on, we farmed like crazy. We were in a prime farming spot. The respawn for these nodes were like 5 to 10 minutes. We gradually got enough, that being 100 rockets plus, and being comfortable that this was enough to pummel them. Now there was some factors that decided the raid even before it started. We didn't put any turrets down, and their base was right outside of launch site. And when I say right outside, it was on its doorstep, so even if you went half a grid away from their base, you would get rads. Before that, we got some cracked players that we knew were good. These players were also offline by this team, so they wanted some revenge as well. We knew we were going to have a lot of counters specifically from their allies, but at this point we were past caring. We were going to quit after this anyway because we knew we would get offline once again. So this is how it went down.
I'm getting hit from behind. I'm dead. I'm down. There's another one behind the external TC. They're pushing out.
him with the M2? Yeah. Got me, he's on the left.
Top 6 lagged out and there.
So the raid was over and we knew that we pretty much lost it in a horrendous way, both on our part and the fact that they defended well enough to get us down. Now, rewind back to when they raided us at 6 in the morning, I messaged them saying GG's. When this was over, none of them sent me messages, but I got a invite by someone who I do not know that was on their team that made a name saying CNQR is bad. We were both toxic to each other in communicating when in party chat, but this kind of took the cake that you can't overcome that toxicity kind of thing. Like, we said GG to them and they didn't say GG until they came in the party, and then more toxic chat just went down. It kind of got boring to the point where everything was done. They raided us, we raided them. We want new, better PvP and competition, so we decided to leave the server, and that was the last dance in industry MV.
So that piece of commentary there was from when it happened. It's not me talking now. But yeah, basically, you know, they came into the party. They were kind of smug about it, saying GG's, you know, we lost and all this and that. They expected us to offline, and they were going to give us the same treatment as we gave them. And we decided, no, we're better than that. And if we're going to go out, we're going to go out with an online. And that's exactly what happened. Still to this day, they said that wasn't them who had the gamer tag CNQR as bad, invited you to a party. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter anymore. Back then, we absolutely hated our guts, but to think, you know, the sleepless nights we had and what this game made us do, thinking back to it, we had some of the best times because it was so toxic that when you did win, you felt on top of the world. And that's something that this game lacks severely right now, for us anyway. So yeah, thanks to them for giving us one of the best experiences on the game. And this video is approaching 1 year. It's one of our first videos, but I don't think it got the recognition it deserved. So we've compiled all this footage together and uploaded it. And obviously it's not going to be 1080p. This was stripped from a Twitch stream from obviously a year ago, so it's not going to be the best of quality, but it is what it is. This was our greatest rivalry in Rust console, basically onlining the offliners.